Ladies and gentlemen, to achieve anything meaningful, the first step is defining your vision. A clear vision is the compass that guides your decisions, your actions, and your very being. Without it, you're like a ship adrift at sea, tossed by the waves with no destination in sight. But when you know where you're going, everything changes. The path may not always be straight, but the direction is unwavering. Vision is about seeing beyond where you are right now. It's about looking at your current reality and daring to dream of something greater. It's not just about setting goals, those are the milestones along the way. Your vision is the why behind the goals. It's the thing that stirs your soul, keeps you awake at night, and wakes you up in the morning with purpose. When the days are hard and the obstacles seem insurmountable, it's your vision that will pull you forward. But defining your vision is not something you do in passing. It requires reflection, honesty, and courage. You have to ask yourself some tough questions. Who do you want to be? Not what others expect of you, but who you truly are at your core. What legacy do you want to leave behind? What will you stand for when the world is pushing you in every direction? These aren't easy questions to answer, but they are necessary. They demand time, patience, and most importantly, self-awareness. Your vision must be personal. It has to resonate deeply with who you are, because if it doesn't, you'll abandon it the moment things get difficult. Don't build a vision around someone else's expectations or society's definition of success. It's easy to fall into the trap of chasing what looks good on paper, but if it doesn't align with your inner truth, it will leave you feeling empty. True vision comes from within. It's an expression of your values, your passions, and your purpose. At the same time, a vision requires boldness. If your vision doesn't scare you a little, it's not big enough. It should challenge you, push you beyond your comfort zone, and force you to grow. Playing small doesn't serve anyone, not you, not your family, not the world. You were not put here to settle. You were put here to shine, to contribute, to create something that matters. A bold vision forces you to rise to your potential and tap into strengths you didn't even know you had. Defining your vision also means being specific. Vague dreams lead to vague outcomes. Saying you want to be successful isn't enough. What does success look like to you? Is it financial freedom? Is it starting a business? Is it raising a loving family? Whatever it is, paint the picture in vivid detail. The clearer your vision, the easier it is to move toward it. Clarity creates focus, and focus creates momentum. When you know exactly what you want, you can filter out distractions and direct your energy where it matters most. Vision is not static, it evolves as you grow. What you envision today may shift as you gain new experiences and insights. That's okay. What's important is that you remain aligned with your core values and adaptable to change. Life will throw curveballs, and the road will twist and turn in ways you didn't expect. But if your vision is anchored in who you are and what you stand for, it will remain a steady force in the midst of chaos. Defining your vision isn't enough, you have to own it. Say it out loud. Write it down. Share it with people who will hold you accountable. There's power in declaring your vision because it takes it out of the abstract and makes it real. When you articulate your vision, you're telling the universe, this is what I'm working toward. This is who I am becoming, and that act alone begins to shape your reality. Discipline is the backbone of any great achievement. While motivation can spark the desire to act, it's fleeting, unpredictable, and often dependent on external factors. Discipline, on the other hand, is unwavering. It's the ability to stick to a commitment even when the initial excitement fades, when the days are long, and when the challenges seem endless. Discipline doesn't rely on how you feel, it relies on a decision to show up, to do the work, and to push forward no matter what. The truth is, motivation can fail you at the very moment you need it most. It's easy to feel motivated when everything is going smoothly, when the path ahead seems clear, and when success feels within reach. But what about when the obstacles appear? What about when the progress slows or when the effort starts to outweigh the reward? That's when discipline steps in. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation has long since left the room. Developing discipline begins with consistency. It's not about doing everything all at once or making drastic changes overnight. It's about the small, deliberate actions you take every single day. Discipline thrives on routine, on building habits that become second nature. It's waking up at the time you said you would, even when your bed feels more inviting. It's choosing to put in the effort, even when no one is watching. These small decisions, repeated over time, build a foundation of resilience and self-trust. Discipline is about prioritization. It requires you to separate what's important from what's merely urgent. There will always be distractions, temptations, and excuses, but discipline demands that you focus on what truly matters. It's saying no to the things that pull you away from your goals, even when they seem appealing in the moment. It's understanding that every choice you make either brings you closer to your vision or pulls you further away from it. One of the key aspects of discipline is accountability, not to others, but to yourself. It's easy to let yourself off the hook, to justify skipping a workout, delaying a project, or breaking a promise to yourself. But discipline doesn't allow for excuses. It's about holding yourself to a higher standard, about being honest with yourself about what you want and what it takes to achieve it. Self-accountability is a powerful tool because it builds integrity. The more you follow through on your commitments to yourself, the more confidence you build in your own ability to succeed. Discipline also requires embracing discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone, it happens in the moments when you're willing to push beyond what's easy or familiar. Discipline asks you to make sacrifices, to endure setbacks, and to keep going when the reward feels distant. It's about training your mind to resist the urge for instant gratification in favor of long-term success. The discomfort is temporary, but the rewards of discipline are lasting. Another important aspect of discipline is preparation. You can't rely on willpower alone, it's finite and easily depleted. Discipline involves creating systems and environments that support your goals. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious options. If you want to focus on your work, eliminate distractions from your workspace. Discipline is about setting yourself up for success, making it easier to make the right choices and harder to fall into old habits. It's important to understand that discipline doesn't mean perfection. There will be moments when you stumble, when you fall short, or when you feel like giving up. But discipline is not about never failing. It's about how quickly you get back up. It's the ability to learn from your mistakes and use them as fuel to keep going. Every time you recommit to your path, you strengthen your discipline. Discipline is a form of self-respect. It's a way of saying, I value my goals and my future enough to put in the effort today. It's a reminder that the things worth having don't come easily, but they are worth every ounce of effort. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And when you commit to it fully, it will carry you farther than motivation ever could. Fear is a natural part of life. It comes to everyone at some point, regardless of how strong, confident, or prepared they may seem. Fear whispers doubts, plants insecurities, and tries to convince you that the challenges ahead are too great or that you're not capable enough to face them. But fear is not the enemy, it's simply a test. The question is, how will you respond to it? The answer lies in faith. Faith is not the absence of fear, it's the courage to move forward in spite of it. Faith doesn't mean you won't feel uncertain or uneasy, it means you choose to trust in something greater than the fear itself. It's about believing in the unseen, the yet to come, and the possibilities that lie on the other side of your fear. Faith tells you that even if you don't know the outcome, you can still take the next step. It reminds you that you faced challenges before and you're still standing. And if you made it through then, you can make it through now. Fear thrives in the unknown. It grows when you allow your mind to dwell on what could go wrong, on the worst case scenarios that may never even come to pass. Faith, however, shifts your focus. It tells you to stop obsessing over what might fail and start believing in what might succeed. Faith is the antidote to fear because it reclaims your power. When you operate from a place of faith, you're no longer controlled by fear's narrative. Instead, you begin to write your own story. But faith is not blind, it requires action. You can't just sit back and hope things will change. Faith demands that you take steps forward, even when the path is unclear. It's about putting one foot in front of the other, trusting that each step will bring you closer to where you're meant to be. Faith doesn't guarantee that the journey will be easy, but it assures you that the effort will be worth it. It's the voice that says, keep going when fear screams, turn back. Fear often masquerades as self-preservation. It convinces you that staying in your comfort zone is safer than stepping into the unknown. But the truth is, nothing grows in the comfort zone. It may feel safe, but it's also stagnant. Faith challenges you to break free from those limitations, to take risks, and to embrace the uncertainty. Growth requires discomfort, and faith gives you the strength to face that discomfort head on. It's the belief that even if you stumble, you'll find your footing again. One of the most important lessons about facing fear with faith is understanding that failure is not final. Fear will try to make you believe that failing is the end of the story, but faith knows better. Failure is just a chapter, not the whole book. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to come back stronger. Faith turns failure into fuel. It uses the lessons of the past to propel you forward. It shifts your perspective, allowing you to see obstacles as stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Faith also reminds you that you're not alone. Fear often isolates it, makes you feel like no one else understands what you're going through or that no one else has faced the same struggles. But faith reconnects you. It shows you that there are people, resources, and unseen forces working in your favor. It encourages you to lean on others, to ask for help, and to draw strength from the collective experiences of those who've walked similar paths. It's important to recognize that fear will always be there. You can't eliminate it completely, and that's okay. The goal isn't to live a life without fear, it's to live a life where fear doesn't control you. Faith doesn't erase fear, it transforms it. It takes the energy of fear and redirects it into courage, determination, and resilience. When you face your fears with faith, you're no longer running from them, you're standing up to them. You're declaring that your dreams, your purpose, and your potential are more powerful than the doubts trying to hold you back. Faith is deeply personal. It's different for everyone. But at its core, it's about trust in yourself, trust in the process, and for many, trust in something greater. It's knowing that even when the way forward is unclear, there's a path waiting to be discovered. It's about believing that you're capable of navigating that path, even when fear tells you otherwise. Fear is temporary, but faith endures. It's what keeps you anchored when the storm is raging and what helps you rise again when the storm is past. Fear may knock on the door, but faith is the key that keeps it from entering. When you face your fears with faith, you don't just survive, you thrive. You grow stronger, wiser, and more equipped for the challenges ahead. And in doing so, you prove to yourself and the world that fear is no match for the power of faith. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your life. They influence your mindset, your habits, and even your sense of possibility. Excellence is contagious, but so is mediocrity. If you want to rise, grow, and achieve greatness, you must intentionally build an environment filled with individuals who inspire, challenge, and support you. The journey to success is never a solo endeavor, and the company you keep can either propel you forward or hold you back. Excellence isn't just about skills or accomplishments, it's a mindset. It's about the way people approach life, their work, and their relationships. When you're surrounded by individuals who embody excellence, their energy and attitude rub off on you. You start to see what's possible, not just in theory, but in practice. Their drive, discipline, and determination set a standard that challenges you to elevate your own game. Excellence inspires excellence, and being in that environment constantly pushes you to do better and be better. Surrounding yourself with excellence doesn't mean seeking out perfect people. There's no such thing. It means finding those who are committed to growth, who are passionate about what they do, and who hold themselves to a high standard. These are the people who are not afraid to put in the work, to learn from failure, and to strive for something greater. Their example becomes a mirror, reflecting back what's possible for you. It's not about competition, it's about mutual inspiration. The power of your environment cannot be overstated. If you spend your time with people who settle for less, who make excuses, or who dismiss ambition, that mindset can creep into your own. It's not intentional, but over time, the standards around you become the standards you accept for yourself. Conversely, when you're surrounded by those who aim high, who refuse to settle, and who embrace challenges, that energy elevates you. It reminds you that you're capable of more, and that the limits you perceive are often self-imposed. Building a circle of excellence requires intention. It's not about cutting people out of your life recklessly, but about being honest about the influence they have on you. Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Are they encouraging you to grow or keeping you in your comfort zone? It's important to seek out those who align with your values and your vision. Look for individuals who are not only successful, but also have integrity, humility, and a willingness to share their knowledge and experience. Excellence in relationships isn't one-sided. It's not just about what you can gain, but also about what you can contribute. To attract and maintain connections with high-performing individuals, you must bring value to the table. Be someone who uplifts, supports, and challenges others in return. Excellence thrives in an environment of mutual respect and shared growth. When you show up as someone who is dedicated, dependable, and driven, you naturally draw like-minded people into your life. One of the most valuable aspects of surrounding yourself with excellence is the accountability it creates. When you're part of a circle of achievers, you can't help but hold yourself to a higher standard. These individuals won't let you settle for less than your best. They'll challenge you to keep going when you're tempted to quit and call you out when you're not living up to your potential. This kind of accountability isn't criticism, it's a gift. It comes from a place of belief in your capabilities and a desire to see you succeed. Being around excellence also exposes you to new perspectives and ideas. High-caliber individuals bring diverse experiences, knowledge, and insights that can broaden your thinking and open doors you never knew existed. They challenge you to think bigger and to approach problems from different angles. Their success stories serve as proof that the obstacles you face can be overcome and that the dreams you have are attainable. Excellence doesn't always mean being in the same room as people who are already at the pinnacle of their careers. It can also mean finding peers who are on the same journey as you, people who are striving, learning, and growing alongside you. These relationships are just as valuable because they create a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. Together, you can push each other forward, celebrate each other's wins, and navigate the challenges of growth. At the same time, it's important to recognize that surrounding yourself with excellence doesn't mean everyone in your life has to be on the same path. There's value in relationships that bring joy, comfort, and stability, even if they're not directly tied to your ambitions. The key is balance, ensuring that the majority of your time and energy is spent with those who encourage you to be your best, while also nurturing relationships that bring you happiness and grounding. The people you choose to surround yourself with are a reflection of the standards you set for your life. When you prioritize excellence in your relationships, you create an environment that supports your growth and fuels your success. It's a choice, and it's one of the most important decisions you can make. Leaving a legacy is about more than material wealth or the accolades you collect along the way. It's about the impact you have on the lives of others, the values you uphold, and the example you set for future generations. It's about creating something that endures, something that speaks to the essence of who you were, what you stood for, A legacy isn't just built at the end of your life, it's crafted every single day through your actions, decisions, and the way you treat others. Legacy starts with purpose. To leave a meaningful imprint, you must first know what you stand for. What are your core beliefs? What drives you? What do you want people to remember about you long after you're gone? These are not easy questions to answer, but they are essential. Without clarity of purpose, you risk living a life dictated by circumstance rather than intention. A legacy is not built by accident, it is the result of deliberate choices and a commitment to living in alignment with your values. Your legacy is written in the relationships you build. It's the love, kindness, and support you extend to others. It's the encouragement you offer, the time you invest, and the lives you touch. Long after people forget the specifics of what you did, they will remember how you made them feel. Your interactions, no matter how small, have the power to create ripples that extend far beyond your immediate reach. A kind word, a helping hand, or a moment of understanding can leave a lasting impression. Legacy is also about contribution. It's not just about what you achieve for yourself, but what you give back to the world. Whether it's through your work, your art, your community involvement, or the causes you support, your contributions define the footprint you leave behind. You don't have to be a world leader or a celebrity to leave a significant legacy. Sometimes the quietest contributions have the loudest impact, raising a family with love and integrity, mentoring someone who goes on to change the world, or simply living a life that inspires others to do the same. To leave a legacy, you must think beyond the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in the demands of daily life, but a legacy requires a long-term perspective. What actions can you take today that will resonate in the future? What seeds can you plant now that will bear fruit for years to come? This mindset shifts your focus from short-term gains to lasting impact. It encourages you to invest in things that matter: relationships, education, personal growth, and the betterment of others. Building a legacy often involves sacrifice. It means prioritizing what truly matters, even when it's not the easiest or most convenient choice. It's choosing integrity over shortcuts, service over self-interest, and long-term impact over immediate gratification. These choices are not always glamorous, but they are the foundation of a meaningful legacy. People remember actions, not intentions. The sacrifices you make in the name of something greater than yourself speak volumes about your character and your commitment. A significant part of leaving a legacy is mentorship and teaching. Sharing your knowledge, experiences, and wisdom with others ensures that what you've learned doesn't end with you. It's about empowering others to carry forward the lessons you've gained through your own trials and triumphs. Teaching doesn't always happen in formal settings. It occurs in everyday interactions, in the advice you give, and in the example you set. By guiding others, you extend your influence beyond your lifetime and help shape the future in meaningful ways. Your legacy also lies in the courage to be authentic. When you live as your true self, unapologetically aligned with your values, you give others permission to do the same. Authenticity is rare, and it leaves a lasting impression. People are drawn to those who are genuine, who stand firm in their beliefs, and who are not afraid to walk their own path. This kind of courage inspires others to embrace their uniqueness and pursue their own purpose. Legacy is not measured by the size of your achievements, but by the depth of your impact. It's not about accumulating wealth, titles, or possessions. It's about the intangible gifts you leave behind: your wisdom, your example, your love, and the ways in which you've made the world better. These are the things that cannot be taken away, that will endure long after material things have faded. Every choice you make is a thread in the tapestry of your legacy. It's in the way you handle adversity, the way you celebrate success, and the way you treat others along the way. It's about the story you write with your life, one decision, one action, one moment at a time. And when you choose to live intentionally, with an eye toward the greater good, your legacy begins to take shape, not as a distant goal, but as a reflection of the life you're living right now.